Hey everybody, welcome back to the Defecators podcast, episode 3. We made it. We're back, and we're back with Abel
What's up?
and Jin.
Hey guys, it's me, Jin.
Hey Jin, you sound a little different, man.
No, I've always talked like this.
Oh, okay.
You sound like you're in the middle of taking a poop, which is perfect for this podcast.
Yeah, that's good. You're really getting into character.
I always
And,
do that on podcasts. In between eating paste and yelling at children.
I can't do this, guys.
Alright,
Jin-
I'm sorry, guys. I hope.
Guys, Jin, I have to tell you something. Jin is dead. This isn't really Jin. He got a job working for Fortnite, and he was doing a presentation for his boss, and he told him we're gonna give Apex Legends the boot, and he played a PowerPoint animation where they kicked out Apex Legends with a big boot, and his boss told him it was too tacky, and he pressed a button and the floor opened up and he fell into a pit of alligators.
Yeah, so it's actually me, guys.
And then he didn't die, but then we asked him, hey man, you can do the podcast now, and then he killed himself.
So yeah, I'm Dennis. You guys might know me from the United States presidency. Behind the scenes, obviously, and other things.
Yeah, it's just running the whole show.
Hey
behind the
guys,
scenes.
it's me, Dennis. You might know me from the Coopers channel, a couple other things.
No, nobody knows you from the Cougars channel.
Yeah,
You might know me from the shadow government. I was actually I was running the whole thing without
Yeah.
anybody knowing.
anyways,
Anyways.
So,
I
I
feel
think
like we-
here's a question. All right, do you tell Biden when to fall over? Is that all staged?
yeah, it's all calculated. We try to, make it so it's at the perfect moment to get that old man sympathy clout, get those old people sympathy votes in.
The old people's sympathy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I haven't heard a lot about that.
maybe not so much since after COVID, but a lot of it is just old people being like, "Oh, hey, I fall down too. This guy understands me." And,
Yeah, it's just like, man, I feel bad for that guy. Maybe I'll just throw him a bone, vote for him for president.
yeah.
That's how we won. Okay, well, really what we want to talk about on this podcast, though, we don't want to get too far off the topic of defecating. So, look, we don't know if Dennis is going to be back next time, but we're gonna feel him out here, and non-sexually, and just
Sexually,
see if he's
too, of course.
defecator's material. Non-sexually and then sexually if he gets the job. So, Dennis, why don't you tell us about your experience with defecating?
Well, I mean, I actually was kind of hoping that you guys would were about to say the names, just figurative. It's more of a representative of the garbage you guys seem to be spewing out of your mouths, the fecal matter, if you will. You've been verbally defecating, especially with Jin there. I didn't realize you guys actually talked about pooping,
Have you listened to the podcast?
Because as you're well aware, I had that unfortunate accident when I was 6 that fused my butthole permanently shut. It's actually a little bit of a sensitive issue for me, which is why I was so hesitant to join. But you've made my fears 100% realized just now.
Okay, well, you know what? We can tell you about defecating. You can kind of live vicariously through us, and we can tell you about the joys of defecating. Will you take any good defecations recently, or what?
You know what? Everything lately has actually been, for the most part, pretty normal. I haven't had anything that's
Really?
that's been.
That's progress, man. I'm proud of you. Because pretty much the whole of last episode was a big therapy session for your fear of shitting or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Man, I went to. Well, I mean, you were there, Dennis. We went to Disney World kind of recently. We kind of had a weird shitting experience there. It wasn't anything that was my fault, but I went to the bathroom in Star Wars Land, and I was sitting there, and I noticed just a tiny little shit stain on the seat. I'm like, oh, that's gross. But I was like, you know what?
I remember this.
It's a public bathroom. This happens sometimes. I thought maybe Disney would be more on top of that, but I was like, okay, whatever. Put some toilet paper there. Did my business.
Why didn't you
but
just
after that-
wait? Why didn't you just use a different stall?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a pussy. I still went there.
Okay.
So anyways, after that, I was going to stand up, take a piss, so I put the seat up, and I see on the other side that tiny little shit stain. There's like a hand. There's like a hand-shaped shit stain on the bottom of the seat. So I don't know if somebody was just like bare-handed, like wiping. There's like a shit monster like climbing out of the toilet or something. But that's not what I expected from Disney World.
Wait. So you said this was at Star Wars Land, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, clearly you're not a fan, dude. Otherwise, you would have known that in Legends novel number 58, Legends of Mos Eisley, the Cantina, they talk about how, the fourth stall in the men's bathroom has a poop handprint. They were just
the attention to detail.
Yeah, they get someone every morning to make a fresh poop handprint there to give fans the full Star Wars experience.
Yeah, you're so right. I'm so willing to pay like $5,000 now to go to that Star Wars hotel because that's the kind of attention to detail they have.
They're shutting that down. I heard the Star Wars.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because people complain about the shit stains on the toilet seats. They just didn't appreciate that they were paying $5,000 for the lore. They want like an actual hotel worth $5,000 for some reason.
Maybe because it was like human
stupid,
feces and not alien feces, like purple or orange or something.
This doesn't taste like alien feces. I feel bad for the people who have to like clean up Star Wars Land, not just because of like the fucking shit monster living in the toilets or whatever, but the fact that they have to like dress up like Star Wars people too. It's like, I don't know, do you remember, Dennis? It was like a janitor uniform, but they also looked like Star Wars characters kind of.
Yeah. I think Matt was saying something about how like even the janitors were like people who really wanted to work at Disney, who were like big Disney fans, like that's their whole thing. So I don't know, maybe
it's messed up, man.
Maybe they're like super enthusiastic about it.
No, they're not though. I
so
saw like
sad.
the mask come off. I was in the bathroom and I was
smearing poop on the seat.
This is not a shitting experience. I was just taking a piss. But there's like a janitor in there cleaning at the time, and I guess there's like just piss like all over this like toilet and on the floor and stuff. And I heard him say like, "That's why we pulled the toilet seat up so you don't get pee on the toilet seat." Just like talking to himself. I felt so bad, but like that, I think that's what it's really like behind the scenes. It's like, I'm sure I've said this before, but it's like the SpongeBob episode where like the Krusty Krab turns into like Krabby Mondays or whatever. And like, when Squidward stops smiling for like 5 seconds, they like take him in the back room and torture him or something. Like that's what I imagine Disney's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any weird pooping experiences, unironically.
That's the only reason we brought you here, really.
Do you know if maybe your mom's had any cool pooping experiences?
Nope, zero. Anyway, I one thing I will say is that since I had COVID, my how like your own poop smells a little bit different from like everyone else's. I feel like the smell changed.
Sure, I go
for
around
me
smelling other people's poop.
since.
Are you a dog when you smell people's poop?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying mine smells bad, but like it does have a smell of some kind. Anyway, I just want to say that the smell's different since getting COVID.
Since you had COVID,
I did not notice like a difference in like taste or anything like that.
Maybe you have like long COVID or something, man, and you're gonna die soon.
I think I read somewhere it's like there are like a few rare cases, but like 90 or 95% of cases were just people like who had like health anxiety and like psychological distress over getting COVID. It wasn't actually anything measurable.
Yeah, they're anxious because there wasn't any real evidence. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding right here. Your shit.
Say the poop is in the pudding?
The proof.
Oh, okay.
The proof is in the poop, actually. There's no pudding involved.
No, the pudding is in the poop, dude.
You're going to die.
I don't know how much pudding I ate yesterday.
You eat a lot of pudding?
Yeah, just so I could make that fun.
Yeah, that's the... This is kind of like the Star Wars land of podcasts. That's the level of attention to detail we put into our bits. He ate pudding just to make that joke.
Yeah, just so I have that like method acting behind it. I have that feeling in my voice when I was talking about it. Yeah, so I wanted, honestly, the main reason I came on here was to talk about aircraft carriers with you, Abel. You want to just relay your argument about why you think aircraft carriers are obsolete real quick?
Can I first say that
he's stuttering, he's stammering.
Oh my fucking god!
He knows he's facing the true aircraft carrier expert.
All I'm saying is I said something.
I don't remember saying that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I said something, and then Andrew took it well out of proportion from what I had actually said.
You're the one who started this, man.
I did start this. I'm not saying
no.
I'm not saying I didn't start this. I still stand by what I've said, but I stand by what
Your
I've
original
actually
claim was
said
that
and not what you've said.
America could not invade England because like aircraft
That's
carriers
not what
suck
I
or whatever.
said. What?
That's exactly what he said. I said America could totally like take over England. He said, actually, they couldn't do that, and aircraft carriers suck.
I said aircraft carriers suck, not America couldn't take over England.
No, do you want me to get the fucking receipts here? I remember exactly how this went down.
Oh, happily, yeah, fine. Go back in time or whatever. But it's literally just you.
I'm gonna
Dude,
look
I
it
think
up right now.
you should go back in time, Abel, to a time when aircraft carriers were America's tool of global, military supremacy. I think that's where you probably already did go back in time if you honestly think that.
Where's the argument, Abel? Where's the substance to your argument here?
So can you just relay why exactly you think that America couldn't conquer England?
I did.
You commie.
I
Fucking
didn't
pinko.
say America couldn't cover England. You couldn't conquer England.
Why? They don't even have guns, man. They don't even have like civilians with guns.
We've been down this road before.
Yeah,
Well,
it'd
that-
literally just be a matter of their, taking down their military.
Yeah, and they're like one aircraft carrier that they have.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like a
Alright.
ramp. You ever see that picture of the? There's like a picture of like a British aircraft carrier next to a U.S. aircraft carrier.
No, this is dude. You need to listen to the podcast because you're just saying like everything we said last time. Man.
Oh my god.
This is actually embarrassing at this point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I put up podcasts on like well, we probably already posted this image, but I'm gonna post it again.
Okay, sorry guys. I'm gonna just excuse me. I'm gonna play something through my mic. Cares about soccer, but British people are like, oh, you lost the World Cup, but it's just like, okay, how about we like invade you, because we could win, and then we'd ruin your country also. So
We probably couldn't win. I mean, we couldn't even beat.
we probably could have won, guys. We probably could have won against me.
So what was going through your head when you said that, Abel? Were you like picturing, were you picturing aircraft carriers or what? What was going on?
So in that scenario, I wasn't necessarily talking about aircraft carriers for starters. I was talking about the military in itself, and also as more so in sort of to poke the bear, if you will, because if you
Well, it was
if you
just
continue
satire. You're just being satirical of people who don't think the UK could be
I was
invaded.
just pretending to be retarded, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Oh, okay.
You were
But
poking
I
the
still
bear.
stand-
You
I
wanted to be personally
stand
attacked by
by-
an aircraft carrier.
no. I still stand by my.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I still stand by my statements about aircraft carriers not being as useful as they once were.
Dude, they're literally like, if you look at like, I mean, I know America's been involved in wars with like small countries that don't really have any well, that's not even true because during the Gulf War, was it the Gulf War? But was
Wait, you know what? You actually bring up a good point, Dennis. I don't like aircraft carriers anymore. I'm on team anti-aircraft carriers.
why?
When you think of the wars that we fought recently, okay, like Afghanistan, 0 aircraft carriers. America, like 50 or whatever. Afghanistan still won, so.
Did they win? I mean,
Well, we
sure-
pulled out,
pretty sure
so
they
I
did.
mean, I think it's worth
Well,
saying that they won.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, Abel. I'm
First
sorry,
of all,
Dad, you
our
sorry.
goal
No,
wasn't
aircraft carriers suck.
our goal wasn't to conquer them. Our goal was to help them rebuild their democracy, which I guess
Yeah.
maybe aircraft carriers. I guess maybe they can.
If
achieve
the
that.
aircraft carriers didn't help enough.
Well, here, I beg the here. Okay, Dennis. Here's my question, right? If aircraft carriers were so scary, right? Why does China continuously like come within like a couple hundred feet of our other ships? You know, we have
Because that's
aircraft
the most they
carriers-
can do. That's the most they can do is come within 100 feet of our ships.
Well, it's just a sign of like that they
Dude,
don't.
why do you think they haven't
don't
attacked
fear
Taiwan
anything.
yet? Aircraft carriers and shit like that are the reason that Taiwan's still an independent country because America's securing that. America's navy, like that's the thing. It's force projection. It's way
no, that's
more.
not. They called up the Illuminati. They said, "Is it time for the war yet?" They said, "No, all right, no, just gotta wait." That's
Dude,
the only thing. It's not aircraft carrier.
But yeah, the aircraft carriers straight up win wars. Like I don't think they're like, maybe not anymore. Maybe now it's like drone warfare.
Not the wars that we fought, man.
Or like intelligence. Like, but back in like the like the 90s, the early 2000s, the aircraft carriers like revolutionized.
No, yeah, and I'm not saying that was never the case. I'm just saying that.
No, you should say that, Abel. Don't give him any ground.
And they still are.
Aircraft carriers.
They still are like a staple of.
I can't wait. I can't wait for World War III to come out, and then like all the aircraft carriers are gonna get sunk. And it's going to be like on TV. It's going to be like mothers and like widows crying or whatever. I'm just going to be in the streets celebrating.
Dude, have you ever
doing
seen...
the jig. I'll be explaining to this crying mother, actually, you should have seen this coming because aircraft carriers are extremely ineffective.
Dude,
my son is dead.
That's like...
Well, maybe you shouldn't have gone on that boat.
It's
yeah, maybe you shouldn't have gone on the ineffective floating target, you idiot.
Dude, like, have you ever
Cruise
seen
missiles.
like the composition of like carrier strike groups? Like these huge fleets. They're essentially like military bases like that are portable on water. The aircraft carrier is responsible for launching, maintaining, doing some degree of like air traffic control of the aircraft. But it's surrounded by all these very very high tech next generation ships that do things like missile interception and like submarine
detection.
So
then wouldn't the argument be that it's not necessarily the aircraft carrier itself, it's the aircraft carriers?
No,
why
because
why do they need all this stuff to protect them, then? It's not where they scared or something?
Because that's
like
that's
a million
how
other
modern,
ships around
that's
them
how
because they're too scared?
Yeah, it's not like Star Wars where you just have like 20 Star Destroyers.
Why not? Why isn't it like Star Wars? Then?
Because you need specialized ships.
Why isn't there a toilet
specialized
with like a
roles.
ship monster inside? And
They're
like,
called
all the
carrier
commanders
groups
are
because
wearing, like,
they're
a special
structured.
uniform, yeah.
They're structured around the carrier. The carrier is the essential part, and it's what does that force projection. It's the most important part. That's why you have all these ships essentially in support roles for it. But the carrier is what that deploys the aircraft. It deploys them anywhere. It lets you deliver troops and supplies and high precision strikes to anywhere on the planet. And then you have all these other ships that support it and let it do its job. I'm pretty sure it's...
That's a lot of words, man. That's a whole lot of words. Not a lot of anything else. I had to say like a couple words. I just had to say the aircraft carriers like suck, and he just went on like a whole rant about it. It's kind of embarrassing, man.
Able to answer your point, or no, Andrew, is your point.
Okay, no. Look, this is like saying I'm saying like Mike Tyson is like the toughest guy ever. You don't want to get in a fight with this guy, and you're saying like this like wiry little like 5 foot tall Mexican guy named Pedro is like, you don't want to get in a fight with this guy because he's got like 100 like really buff guys around him.
I mean,
me and Pedro got in the ring 1-on-1.
Wait,
so
who's the Mike Tyson in this metaphor?
You know what? I could fuck up Mike Tyson too. Actually.
Wait, so who's Mike Tyson in your metaphor? Is it like nuclear missiles or something?
Like a star destroyer or something. I don't know.
Well,
actually, or like a nuclear missile, whatever, man.
Well, again, even the nuclear missile, yeah. I mean, like even Mike Tyson would get beat up by a group of 100.
By a nuclear missile. I don't know, man.
Like I'm not saying aircraft carriers.
You got me left hook. I don't know about that.
But
this is the discussion we're having right now. This is Mike Tyson versus a nuclear missile. You say Mike Tyson could win.
Dude, did you hear how he trains pigeons these days?
First.
He has like a pigeon training farm. Like he has hundreds of pigeons he trains in like races and stuff. He probably could.
He had like a redemption arc.
Didn't we talk about
like
this in our last one?
I don't know. He's friends with that guy like whose ear he bit off now.
Oh yeah. Crazy. But anyway, I think he'd get all his pigeons to fly up and envelop the missile and carry it away. I think he'd be safe.
Just like the aircraft carriers got a bunch of other like little boats to fucking save it.
Dude, listen. If anything has a capability to stop a nuclear missile, it might be in the technology that those support ships have. It might be some like experimental.
I can't believe
US
how much he's like
thing.
he's delusional right now. He's trying to convince himself he can stop a nuclear missile.
It's not even a definitive answer. You're saying it might be.
Yeah. Because nuclear missiles like.
Well,
okay,
I might have
like,
something.
Hang on. To be fair, Abel, he plays War Thunder, so he probably sees all the leaked like U.S. military documents, like about the composition of the aircraft carriers and stuff.
Yeah,
he's been in War Thunder's Area 51. He knows all the secrets.
Yeah, he probably knows.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's a question that military analysts, I'm sure it's a question that's been discussed in the Pentagon and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe like
Well, they should listen to the Defecators podcast. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can you detonate a missile underwater or a nuclear thing underwater and like cause a tsunami or something like that?
I think they have.
I'm thinking that.
I feel like that's a movie plot.
I'm pretty sure they have done that.
But I don't know. Maybe it's not as effective as it sounds. Because like I know earthquakes contain way more energy than nuclear missiles do for the most part. But I'm saying like there are there is stuff we don't know about with nuclear missile interception technology. But even that aside, it's just its own it's not like all wars have stopped because nuclear missiles exist, right? There's degrees of escalation in these sorts of conflicts, and aircraft carriers pretty much dominate that area of conventional warfare. I was gonna say Iran was like the world's third or fourth biggest army under Saddam Hussein, and Desert Storm happened, and America brought in their aircraft carriers and fucking launched hundreds and hundreds of planes and destroyed the whole thing. They destroyed the entirety of the world's fourth biggest army.
Was the biggest, funniest podcast on YouTube, and then this aircraft carrier discussion happened, and now it's all falling apart. The viewer retention's dropping. Nobody wants to listen to this anymore.
Real quick though, in reference to the nuke thing underwater, they have done it. They have done it. They did it in the bottom.
They've intercepted a nuke? What are you talking about?
They intercepted a nuke underwater.
No, they did.
By Mike Tyson.
No, they detonated.
That's their nuke interception technology. They just have Mike Tyson on the
swim really fast and you grab it.
You just cover yourself in water and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sorry, what were you saying?
Can we
Abel?
end this?
No, I want to hear Abel's point really quick.
I just said cover yourself in water and you'll be fine. They can't stop anything.
No, but you were saying they did do tests or whatever.
Yeah, they did detonate something under the in a lagoon or some shit.
And it didn't work. The aircraft carrier heard about it and pulled up to the guy who did its house and beat him up. And now he doesn't fuck with aircraft carriers anymore.
The aircraft carrier beat him up.
Yeah.
Are you imagine like just an aircraft carrier with legs just walking around?
They're like and maybe my brain's been poisoned by the internet, but I suddenly pictured the fucking Harlem, like an actual Harlem meme. It's like an aircraft carrier walking around, and then like a bunch of nuclear missiles with the fucking
no. Okay, no more. All right, next topic, guys. What are we talking about next? Man, so what have you been up to recently, Abel? Anything cool?
I've been up to absolutely fuck all. I watched the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a couple times over the week. So
a couple times, isn't that good?
Yeah, it was a pretty good movie. But I also had to watch it with a bunch of different people. So
okay.
Other than that, I've done fuck all.
Did you have to pretend like it was your first time seeing it with everyone? You told them all you'd see it with them, and then you had to be like, "Whoa, I didn't see that coming." On your third watch through.
Actually, no. I made sure to spoil the movie the entirety.
Oh yeah, get ready. This guy's gonna die. It's gonna be awesome, dude. And this is kind of out of date now, but originally, we were gonna record this podcast 3 months ago or something. Didn't you go on vacation or something?
Yeah, I did. I went to the Bahamas during the time that you guys went to Florida, I think. And
Jin also went there, but somehow you guys didn't see each other.
No, he went on a different day. So we went to the same islands and everything, but he went to one island.
He would just leave as soon as he heard you were coming.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's basically the reason we haven't had any podcast, guys. We've been going on a bunch of lavish, expensive vacations with our podcast money.
I didn't realize Jin went to the Bahamas at the same time. He was in Florida at the same time as us. How was that keep happening?
Yeah.
He took all the money from the podcast. We had a GoFundMe for him to give him plastic surgery and make him not deformed anymore. And he just took the money and he spent it on the fucking cruise or whatever.
Yeah.
The cruise and going to Disney World.
I mean, it's been so long. I don't even remember what the fuck happened. I remember something happened while I was there. You know what? I do have a defecating story.
Oh, let's go. All right.
On this trip, right, there was this one night where we ate a lot of fucking food. I ate so much food. And I had to use the bathroom, so I went into the bathroom, and there was nobody in there except for one other guy. I start taking a shit, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. it smelled pretty bad. Like, and not only that, but it was loud. You know, I was farting left and right, and when he walked out, I heard him like giggling to himself, and my girlfriend was waiting outside the door, and she told me that when he walked out, he was like laughing and holding his nose. So that's pretty embarrassing.
You ever take a shit so big it's funny?
Yeah, what's that guy laughing at, man? Like, does this guy not shit or something?
Dude, wait, hold on. Are you saying poop's not funny? Because you might have to rethink the podcast in that case.
We're not trying to be funny. This is like a
traumatic story here.
Podcast. Yeah.
This is just like therapy.
Industry insider podcast.
Yeah, we're on the cutting edge of shitting, and we want to share like our shitting techniques and like our thoughts on it and stuff. And if that's not what you want, then you can just
maybe
maybe
that's what that guy
get flushed away.
maybe that guy was also a professional. Maybe he was laughing at all the fucking casuals around him, just shitting for fun.
I mean, how did you leave this toilet, Abel? Was this like the atomic shitter striking again?
No. It wasn't anything near that degree, but it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah. No, I thought maybe like the atomic shitter. He's going international now. Like nowhere in the world is safe from him anymore. If there's a toilet, he will shit in it. He will not shit in it. He will shit on the floor next to it.
This begs the question. What like, because we were just talking about like aircraft carriers and stuff, right?
Okay.
In war, do people not have to like relieve themselves?
You don't think they have toilets? You don't think aircraft carriers have toilets?
No, not necessarily specifically aircraft carriers, but like in war, like people in war in general. You know, like what if you're in a fighter plane, like, and you really have to shit?
I don't think
there's a little compartment that opens up, and you can like drop it on other planes. And it's like shit over the guy's windshield. Yeah.
Or it goes through the engine, and then it just takes their engine out.
Yeah, I think that happened before.
If it's if it's like hot and explosive enough, it might function as flares. You might
the missiles lock onto the shit.
Dude, we gotta. What's the number?
No, they do wear diapers though. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think planes fly for that long. I think planes, they probably do have diapers, and like they probably do have some sort of.
No, not even in planes. I'm just saying, like, in the military in general.
Not really.
Remember in Forrest Gump, they had to wear diapers?
For what?
When they got to Vietnam, and they meet Lieutenant Dan, and he's like, 2 things most important in my unit. Get some fresh socks and get some fresh diapers. And then
no, he didn't say that.
Yes. And then Forrest Gump and Bubba are like sitting up against each other, and then Bubba's like, "I think you just shit, Forrest." And
that did not happen.
Yes.
I saw that movie years ago, and
you probably forgot about that part.
No, I think that would have been a pretty memorable part. It sounds like it stuck out.
And then, Bubba died because like Forrest was trying to carry him back out of the woods, but Bubba just dropped the biggest load of his life, and he was like too heavy for us to carry. He couldn't even carry him in the jungle.
He would be the same weight if he shit into his diaper, and it'd be a lower weight if he shit outside. No,
he generated like new matter. Man.
He created matter. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
No, but that's a good question. You're in the middle of a shootout and you have to shit.
Dude, unless you have Crohn's disease, you're not gonna need to shit.
Am I like the Invisible Man here? Like I just told you guys. I don't know why we're still talking about this.
What if you don't need Crohn's disease. You just need like a really bad Taco Bell and.
No, dude.
Where are you getting Taco Bell in Vietnam?
Maybe if it's like a U.S. military base, they probably got those.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but dude, I think adrenaline makes you not have to do that stuff. Adrenaline and
I don't think it would make you not have to do it. I think you would just do it and not even realize because you're so hyped up on adrenaline. The shit will be over. You're like, oh, I just shit myself. What the hell, man?
I'm pretty sure, man. You stop being hungry. You stop all that stuff fades away. That's the point of adrenaline. So it's you can focus on whatever the imminent danger is 100%.
Okay, but I mean. Not shitting is a pretty imminent danger. You're gonna
not really.
I would constipated and.
I would say.
Have you heard about those people who don't shit for a really long time?
Yeah, it's for a really long time. It's not
Yeah, but if you're at war, man, and there's shootouts going on all the time. You're just constantly pumping with adrenaline. You might like forget.
What kind of wars
shit.
are you in, man? Are you like you're like part of ISIS or something?
Ones
Or,
there's no pussy ass aircraft carriers, man. Where I'm on the front lines and I'm getting shot at.
dude, can you even name a war that's happening now or recently that hasn't involved aircraft carriers?
The Ukraine war.
I'm pretty sure don't quote me on this, but I think the Russian, the Admiral Kuznetsov is at least in some capacity being used.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. The Russian Admiral Kuznetsov is being used in some capacity in the Ukraine war.
Teams
All the news outlets can start reporting this information.
Okay, hold on.
There's insider
Google this,
information here,
actually.
Dennis. So you just put a
Where
target
you
on your
getting this
head.
information from? Look, all I'm trying to say, man, is like this kind of thing happens where like somebody will like get like surgery or like some kind of anesthesia or something, and they'll be on like painkillers after it, and like because of the painkillers they won't even notice that they have to shit, and like the shit will just build up so much to the point they just like die. And that could happen in war, like if you're full of adrenaline and you're not noticing that you have to shit.
I think if you were in ISIS and you heard like the bomb alerts or whatever sirens, you would definitely shit yourself first. So now
in
you're
ISIS.
Yeah, so now you're starting
Dude,
with like a loaded pants.
Yeah, and then you have to like waddle around the battlefield. You're gonna be like, it's less effective. It's crazy.
Well, again, I guess
What's the longest you guys have gone without shitting?
I think like 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah.
Really? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've gone 3 days like pretty frequently.
No, I shit like after every meal, man.
For me, it's as I mentioned since 2008. So yeah,
okay.
however long that's been.
Are you in ISIS right now?
On the side, yeah. It's like not
It's a
like
side
a full-time
hustle.
thing, but yeah.
It's just part time.
Back when he was full time, that's when they controlled like the whole Middle East or whatever. But it's kind of started to fall apart.
I wonder what it's like to be part of ISIS these days. It's like like the glory days are behind you. You're just sort of like there because you don't really know what else to do.
Because you don't know what else to do.
Yeah, Costco won't accept you because you were part of ISIS.
Maybe
Yeah,
you join,
like, do
the
they-
Taliban?
Do they still think they're gonna win, or like, are they like, guys? I know things don't look good right now, or are they like, do they genuinely think like they're still gonna like take over the whole world or whatever they want to do?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they got their reasons. I'm sure it's not our place to say that's good or bad. They got their reasons over there.
There's a lot of, we like to be very nuanced in the Defecators podcast. We're not just gonna condemn ISIS just because the media told us to.
We're actually in support,
They're actually gonna support ISIS. This is our official announcement. We're coming out to support ISIS. The Defecators podcast is brought to you by ISIS.
If they can't take
join
over the
ISIS.
world, they'll take over the radio waves.
Please join ISIS today.
Would be like
really-
a shitty YouTube sponsorship of ISIS, like fucking like
What?
our sponsor ISIS, but,
What are you talking about?
like a Raid Shadow Legends fucking sponsorship. It's like
Let's do that
like
for
super high
ISIS.
energy all of a sudden, and it's like off a script, but like you gotta sell it a little bit. Guys, we all want a less secular Middle East.
The segues. That's the most important
And there's
part.
been a lot of ways that people have tried to do it, but our
And this is a
sponsor
group
today,
that
ISIS.
I actually have joined myself. If you sign up for ISIS today, you can join my sect of ISIS, and we can go do some bombings together and stuff.
You get the free starter pack, 2 AKs.
Yeah, they always pretend like they play the game or whatever too. Like,
join my squad, and we'll put you in that those trucks they have that lock from the outside, the suicide trucks.
we'll lock you in a truck from the outside. And blow
You'll be
it
able
up.
to personally, go into my suicide truck with my YouTube logo on it. And
Yeah, no, I mean I did like one of those sponsorships before. It was for Monster Legends. Which
not ISIS. That's even worse than ISIS. What the hell? It's like,
Anyways, they made me like they had like YouTuber monsters in the game or whatever. So they maybe like promote these fucking YouTuber monsters and not give me one. They're like, hey guys, make sure you download Monster Legends for the PewDiePie monster or whatever, and just like not even mention Kubri's monster.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just put you in the game as you are. It fit, I think.
Wow. Where is this coming from?
You know, my very, very clear and constantly communicated hatred of you. Or what did you think?
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't even know why you're on the podcast right now.
Our very deep-seated and long-standing rivalry we've had.
Pro or anti aircraft carrier. Is that the?
Yeah, well, Abel won me over. I'm anti-aircraft carrier now, and you're pro-aircraft carrier. It's just this isn't gonna work out.
Man, dude,
Can a pro-aircraft carrier girl and a anti-aircraft carrier guy really work?
I think that's like, you know, if you look at like the relationship statistics, that's like actually the highest percentage of divorces are in that group. So
Highest percentage of domestic violence.
highest percentage of nuclear strikes happen in those types of relationships.
Yeah, no, if I had a wife who fucking liked aircraft carriers, I'd probably beat her.
Well, she'd intercept the dude with her hidden aircraft carrier technology. She'd be able
with
to
their
stop
magical,
it, so.
like somehow.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't want to like interrupt this aircraft carrier discussion, but I see right now on my phone, Dennis literally just subscribed to the Defecators podcast.
No, dude, that's just a really delayed notification. I think. I think it came
it's
in
weird
like
because it says it happened 13 minutes ago.
Well, you know, that's probably how long it took to process. You know, there's a lot of behind the scenes
I think that was when we won them over and proved that aircraft carriers are obsolete.
Yeah, it's like,
I was looking at the thing because I was trying to find where in the video.
Did you not even know like what channel the podcast was on? You're like trying to look it up.
I realized I was unsubscribed. You know, I don't know if I subscribed in the first place, but I was not my intention.
Why don't you go make your own fucking podcast? We won't subscribe until the 3rd episode.
Yeah, I'll call it the Urinators, and we'll talk about peeing.
We can talk about urinating right now. Like, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, I've got some urinating stories.
Guys, do water sports at all?
Like, when you guys pee,
Water sports.
like, I don't know, maybe I'm just outing myself. I have, like, bladder problems or something. But, like, when you guys pee, like, is it just, like, one and done? Or do you have to, like, fucking, like, squeeze your dick when you're done? Like, to just get the last, like, little drop out?
Squeeze? I sort of like shake it a little bit.
Or just, like, shake it a little bit.
Yeah. Andrew, when you say squeeze, do you mean like a Go-Gurt where you, like, squeeze from the bottom and pull it up?
Yeah. And then I start getting horny and I start jerking off. And,
at the urinal.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not allowed in any TGI Fridays anymore.
I used to work at a mall, right? And I remember walking into the bathroom one time, and there was like clearly jizz like in the urinal.
Oh, the urinal? What?
Yeah. There was like just like it was very obviously jizz because it was like this viscous liquid just like slowly like dripping down the side of the walls.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe you switched the wrong tube over and like whoops. Like suddenly had like the sexiest thought ever, and like, you know, it happens.
Starts jizzing uncontrollably. Yeah, I mean sometimes like when you go to the urinal, like you think that like the person next to you is like jizzing. You ever get somebody like moaning like the urinal next to you or something?
I've never had that happen. I've had like the older guy, like, you know, like leaning back with their hand on the wall, both hands on the wall.
Really?
Above. Yeah, I've seen that happen once.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
That was probably in the same bathroom that Abel walked into. No, but look, I'm kind of ashamed of like my pee stream, man. Like it'll start out really strong and just kind of like peters out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get like the multiple streams sometimes. Not multiple, just like the main stream and then like, you know, droplets coming out of the side.
Yeah. Dude, that's the worst when you don't expect it.
How many? What's the maximum amount of streams you've had then, Dennis?
Well, again, it's not multiple.
Can you have more than
streams.
2?
It's like you have your mainstream, but then
well,
it's like
you put your finger there, like a water hose.
Yeah, that's why urinals are just better. Like you don't have to play like a little game like where you have to get the pee in the toilet. Like you don't have to aim or anything.
It's
You guys ever see those toilets? Like those games in the carnival where like you have to shoot like the water gun
Yeah,
at, like a target or whatever, and like the meter's going
Like the
up.
clown
and you're both
mouth.
in a contest. You see like the urinals like that where like you both have to like aim your pee at the target.
No, I haven't.
no.
It's like a competition
Well, it's
urinal
like
kind of thing.
I don't know. There's more factors that go into that. Like you have to like have drank more water. You know, you have to have like higher
Yeah.
PSI.
Yeah. No, they have those.
Fresh
You know,
air.
like all those hip like fucking millennial companies like Google or whatever. Like that's kind of toilets they have in their bathroom.
Do they? I don't know, man. Is it like improve employee morale? Well, wouldn't it be like a gender discrimination lawsuit waiting to happen?
Well, women could definitely aim.
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of like twist their
Yeah,
hips a
that's
little
kind of
bit.
cheating for them. They don't really have to aim that
Yeah.
much.
First of all, yeah.
Well,
it'd be a
first of all, they
different
pee
thing
out of their
gravity
butts,
assisted.
so they just have to sit there and basically that's it.
You ever wanted to like,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
like
dude.
you're peeing at a urinal and like you wanted to like see how far back you could go?
I've wanted to, but like I've never been in a situation where I can do it.
I peed off the George Washington Bridge once. That was kind of cool.
Really.
Yeah, it was late at night. I probably have peed higher than anyone else here, unless you guys want to pull something
I've
else
peed
out.
in an airplane, so technically.
Well, I'm saying like
Ooh.
how like far your pee stream goes before impacting.
Hmm.
And I think I've peed in an airplane before. Probably, I'd be surprised if I didn't. Yeah, but yeah.
Do you think if you peed off the George Washington Bridge and somebody was like in a boat below you, like that would kill them?
Hey, does rain kill you?
I don't know.
I haven't been outside in years.
Yeah. But like, I saw like if you dropped like a penny off the Empire State Building or whatever, like isn't that the same thing?
I think that's a misconception.
Maybe
I
if you
think,
pee
terminal
straight
velocity-
downwards, like the sheer force of it, it'll be like a pressure washer.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, what if you took a shit
Well,
off the George Washington Bridge?
Maybe it depends on what you eat that day. If it's like very fibrous.
If you just like have
pronounce
like a
that.
whole like
It's a
corn ear or whatever, it'll just
It just goes straight through you.
yeah.
just a corn, like a cob of
Yeah,
corn that you
just a
swallow
whole
whole.
cob of corn.
It just goes straight down
Yup.
and fucking bonks someone on the head.
Man, would you guys take like, I don't know, like $1 million, but like whenever you pee, like whenever you drink water, you immediately have to pee, and whenever you eat, you just immediately have to shit.
I already have to
Like
deal
you
with
don't
that.
have any control.
Like there's no,
Is it like-
there's no
like-
delay. It just goes straight through you.
But like, I mean, is it like when you suddenly when you really take a shit normally, or is it just like you have no control? Your anal muscles just relax and it comes out.
Like you have no
Would you be able
control.
to-
It just happens. Yeah.
So you'd have to eat in the bathroom pretty much, unless you want.
Unless you want to shit your pants.
Yeah, do you have like digesting time, or does it like you swallow it and it pretty much immediately comes out?
I mean, it's got to like obey the laws of physics. It can't just teleport, but like it goes through your body just like really fast.
Well, so wait, so if it obeys the laws of physics, wouldn't that really fuck with your digestion and your your health? Like you wouldn't be able to actually extract any nutrients because it just go through so fast.
And wouldn't you just have to be on an IV like constantly?
Okay. Let's get a little silly here. Let's say that you can still survive, you can still get all the nutrients out of it, but you basically just instantaneously shit when you eat or pee when you drink.
So it doesn't obey the laws of physics. It's
Yeah,
just like
we're
the
just
magic
gonna be
genie wish
silly.
that
We
curse.
like to be silly on this
Yeah.
podcast.
So what would you get? $1 million?
$1 million, yeah.
Damn, that's a good question. I guess it is a lot, but like at the same time, like it's not enough to just like do whatever you want.
Yeah,
It's still
Yeah,
have
it's
to-
not as much as it
Watch
used
it.
to be.
like you can't just retire and not work again. You still
I mean-
need some sort of income.
Okay, well, let me pose the question another way. Would you rather have to pee immediately after you drink or have to shit immediately after you eat?
I'd probably do the peeing drinking thing. I could just bring bottles of water to the bathroom. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Yeah.
feel like eating in the bathroom is way worse.
Or I'll just have like a straw like from my urethra back into the water bottle.
No.
This is an
No.
infinite water source.
Bro thinks this is Minecraft. Yeah. No, I guess the peeing one's a lot better. Because, I mean, if you did the eating one, you could just, like, never go to restaurants anymore or, like, anything like that.
Yeah. But again, for $1 million having to do both, I think that's an interesting question.
I feel like drinking is, like, easier, though. Like, you might have a lot of times where you just forget.
I feel like you would. At some point, you'd remember. You know, you'd break that habit really quick.
Yeah, but I feel like you do it more than if, like, eating just made you shit right away. Like drinking, you could just so easily, like, pick up a water bottle and, like, have a sip. Like, no! And start peeing. But, like,
Okay, wait, really quick. What about like, inhaling or not inhaling, but like you know, like swallowing like spit in your mouth or like something like that? You know, would that also just immediately extrude?
Yeah, but spit's not like a large amount, so that's kind of like the drip method where you just like pee a little bit.
Like if you swallow your spit, like if you like swallow beer in your mouth, like you got like spit in your mouth, you swallow. That sounds gross when I say it out loud. But,
wait, but do you actually pee or spit?
What do you mean?
Like, actually? Is that how you...
What, do you think it goes back into your like fucking tongue?
I don't know. I
I'm
thought it
pretty
just,
sure,
kept
I
going
mean,
back around.
Spit's stored in the tongue. Is that what you're insinuating, Dennis?
I don't. Okay, I'm doing it right now, and I am swallowing. It's not like your tongue's a fucking sponge that like absorbs and unabsorbs it. It comes from somewhere.
All right. So, okay, we're gonna combine shitting every time you eat and peeing every time you drink. It's a package deal now, and the other option is just jizzing all over the place, like whenever you see something that's like even slightly attractive to you.
Then I won't be able to hang
Even
out with
slightly
you guys.
attractive. Wait, what do you mean even slightly attractive? Because like like I feel like a lot of things are like very very slightly
maybe you,
attractive,
dog.
in some sense. Of the
Dirty dog.
word. And like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's the worst option. Like out of the three,
Yeah.
I feel like
See a
that one's
child,
probably
mhm.
the worst. You'd out yourself.
Yeah,
man.
it's all over.
I wonder if there's any conditions that are actually like that. Like I'm sure there's something that's vaguely similar with like like having to be in
Like uncontrollably
What about having to come
jizzing?
well, maybe not that one. I guess like Crohn's disease or something.
I feel like that's an excuse, like somebody might have used, but I don't know if it's actually a condition.
Well, I feel like you could train yourself to do that. I feel like
So
if you
jizz
like
on command.
become a like a big enough sexual deviant, you might. Be
I
able
can
to
train other people
yourself
to do it. I'll tell you what. But I don't know if I can get myself to.
There's actually a nerve behind the neck if you press it the right way.
I mean, you could just like implant like a switch in your penis and just jerk off a lot.
Wait, what? What do you mean, like a switch?
Like an on-off switch. A switch that like disconnects.
Like when you turn the switch on, you just immediately like jizz.
Yeah, because you.
Well, that have to be like a valve or something, right?
What if somebody like got their
Yeah.
hands on that switch though? Like I wouldn't want anybody to have that kind of power.
It's implanted inside you. How would they
I'm
get their
facing
hands on it?
like my greatest enemy. And he's like, not so fast. Did you forget about this? And he pulls out the jizz switch. No.
Well, what would happen? You'd start.
It just makes me jizz forever, and like he just destroys the world or whatever.
It's like a fucking tap. It's like a faucet, like a kitchen sink. You turn it, and it just comes out indefinitely.
I guess you get used to it though. Like, you could just probably walk around and just, like, live a normal life. Didn't I ask you something like this, Dennis, before?
I vaguely remember. So
I think I asked you. No, the question I asked you was, would you rather like just be jizzing all the time or never jizz?
Oh man, that's a good question. Oh yeah. No, you did ask
I
me
think
that.
never jizz.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Abel already does that. He's doing the semen retention program.
That gives you superpowers. That makes you able to talk to God directly, levitate above the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like the Coomer answer if you say just always jizzing.
I mean, like, yeah, like I feel like always, like, it's the same thing. Like, you can't really derive pleasure from it either.
No, but well, this we talked about this. I said like you never stop feeling the pleasure.
Well, that's just not how the human brain works.
Well, okay, but that's not how your body works. It's like immediately shitting after you eat either. But like we're just imagining.
Yeah, but you have to like completely change up your like how your brain works fundamentally. It'd be like
we're using our imagination, Dennis. Like how you were talking about like an aircraft carrier could intercept a nuke. You just gotta. We're in the land of make believe right now.
It's not just not obeying the laws of physics. That's just like like inconsistent logic. Like it doesn't compute. Like there's no conditions where that makes sense. Again, outside of like completely changing how the human brain works, which is its own big thing.
I'm gonna be totally honest. I zoned out.
Yeah. Wait. What did you say?
I said you're wrong and also gay.
I started paying attention again, and like you were still talking, and then I zoned out like twice actually.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I guess we could just say that I'm right and move on.
All right.
Awesome.
Do you want to look at questions? I think we might have gotten like a question again.
Really?
Oh, also.
Yeah. Well, last time I think the whole aircraft carrier thing started from a question on the last podcast.
I see two questions.
So here's a question from Elite Wood, 1337. He says, "Which African country has the most poop?"
You
guys want to?
Is that a trick question? Is that a trick question? That we know they don't eat. They're starving over there. They can't poop without eating.
Well, don't forget malaria and stuff makes you really, really poop a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's either none of them poop or they all poop.
Wait, hold on. I got a better answer real quick. Kenya, with all the stuff Obama brought with him from there to our country.
Did you call him Obama?
Yeah.
Like he's a big bummer.
Yeah.
Obama, more like Obummer.
You've never heard that before?
Sure, if you love America.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like a libtard where it's only ever used in ironic fucking, like ironically. But I've heard that.
Not that I really know anything about his policies or anything. I just missed like when Obama was president. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Remember, like, thanks, Obama.
The Defecators podcast is brought to you by the Obama Foundation
and ISIS. Sounds about right.
Same thing, really.
Same thing. Yeah, actually.
That epic rap battle where
our country's in
Trump
crisis. Who wants to vote for the mother of ISIS?
That was pretty. I mean, I don't know if he actually ever said that, but I thought it was funny in like the context that I'm just like, well, like what can we say about like Hillary that
she's the
like
mother
Trump
of
would make
ISIS.
up on the spot?
Yeah. Let's make Obama president again, right?
Yeah, we probably could do that.
Like I know they tried to do that with Trump, but like I think we could actually do it with Obama. I think the world would like be okay again. Like again, this isn't a political statement because I don't really know anything about Obama's politics. But I mean, if you think of the world when Obama was president, I mean, it's like Gangnam Style, the Harlem Shake. What do we have now? Like coronavirus? Like that sucks.
The Boston Marathon bombing.
We were still kids.
The
no, that had nothing to do with
financial crisis.
No.
I guess Obama only became president like 2000.
Yeah, why are you trying to blame him for everything, man? What the hell?
I was trying to think of like national tragedies.
You think Obama did the Boston Marathon bombing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't Obama president by then?
The Boston Marathon bombing, yeah, the 2008 crisis. No, that was the one I said by mistake. Yeah, I mean, I was literally trying to like think of like just like a funny bit to be like like oh yeah, well also these bad things, but I think about it, did anything that bad happen from 2008 to 2016?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like Yeah, I mean, in the United States at least. Wow, yeah.
It's basically the whole world.
Oh, well, Sandy Hook and a bunch of other shootings, I guess.
You're
But
such a mood killer,
yeah.
guys.
I
It's
mean,
really
it's only
excited to
gotten
make
worse
Obama
since,
president again.
so I think it's fine to leave those out.
Yeah. So we're gonna
yeah, it's,
we're gonna kidnap Obama
What about Hurricane Sandy?
and
that was. I mean, was that bad? Like,
Yeah,
not many
it wasn't
people
that
died,
bad.
right?
I
Just
just
a
didn't
few
have
people
power
that
for a
died.
while. My neighbors let us use their generator, like to power our refrigerator. And me and my brother plugged in our Xbox and played MW3. It really wasn't that
Dude,
bad.
okay, really quick. Hurricane Sandy had 233 deaths. That's not that much. You know, it's
Wow. Hope nobody who was affected by Hurricane Sandy is watching this video, guys. I'd actually like to apologize.
Yeah, you know what?
right
You're
now
right.
for
That
Dennis's
sounds like a
behavior.
skill issue to me.
Unbelievable.
There's one called Hurricane Andrew that killed 65 people. So thanks a lot.
Who's got the hurricane with the highest death toll? Was there a Hurricane Dennis?
I think probably. Wait, there's a Hurricane Dennis.
Was there?
Okay, Hurricane Andrew. I see again. There's one with 65 deaths, and I'd argue that's probably going to be the highest one.
Okay.
Yes, 26.5 billion in damage and 65 total.
There was a
deaths,
Hurricane
26
Dennis.
direct, 39 indirect.
How many deaths did you say?
65.
Okay, well, Hurricane Dennis had 88. You mass
Oh my
murderer.
god! Holy shit!
Was there even a
But I
Hurricane
did cause
Abel?
less damage. Wait, that's insane. Well, so
there was a Hurricane
it
Abel.
was only.
Except
Really?
it's spelled
Wait,
with the L before the E.
Oh.
There were 3 fatalities.
Step your game up. Dude, wait, this is crazy. Mine caused twice as many deaths, but only a tenth of the monetary damage. It was only 3.98 billion in damages and 88 deaths. Yours
You're
was
just going for pure
26.5
kill count.
billion. Yeah.
There's also one.
I was
well,
thinking long term. Like, you could pop another baby out in no time, but
Yeah, that economic stuff. Yeah. This is terrible for the
this
economy.
this will have an impact on the economy, I think.
Dude, how did I not hear about this? Hurricane Dennis, it was in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. But it was during 2005, so I was alive.
Yeah, and you're
Why did I
also
not
like
hear
4
about
years
this?
old. Like,
Yeah, well,
were you
still,
paying
yeah.
attention to like
It's,
hurricanes?
Yeah, it was my hobby back then. Some kids are really into like trains and monster trucks and fire trucks and stuff. I was really into hurricanes and the death and economic damage they caused.
There was a
So-
hurricane in Great Galveston that caused 8,000 deaths.
In where?
In Texas.
Oh, wow.
8,000 deaths, you said?
Yeah, Great Galveston.
Yeah. All right, well, on that note, that's where we're going to end the podcast, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Defecators podcast. If you don't want Jin to come back and you want Dennis to stay here, please let us know. I'm sure Jin will leave a comment saying that.
Jin has yet to watch our first episode.
Yeah, I think he basically... we said earlier.
Wasn't he in it?
He was in it, yeah, but...
Yeah, so why would he watch it if he was there for the whole time?
I don't know if the memories were, like, special to him or something.
Oh, okay, sorry, I take it. I guess it does make sense.
Okay, I'm trying to end the podcast.
but-
See, Dennis doesn't know like how this works yet. All right, well, thank you.
Oh, I thought it was like the fake out ending where like you pretend like we're ending, but then really it's another app.
All right, so thank you for watching, guys, and see you next time, Defecators.
Oh wow, we had the same idea.
Wait, did you do that too? 'Cause I didn't hear
Yeah.
it.